I'm so happy to be here with Daniel Lynes, who's going to be sharing with us a little bit about cyber security as it pertains to divorce and the Divorce GPS Summit. Welcome, Daniel, to this call.
Thank you, Mimi.
Very, very welcome. How's about starting off by telling us a little bit about yourself and how you got into cybersecurity, and then we can go from there.
Yeah, so ever since I was 10 years old, I've loved computers. Started out programming them when I was in elementary school and high school. Ended up learning how to build my own computers, and then graduated on to doing IT work on Windows and eventually Linux and Mac. And then from there, I went on to programming again, and then voice over IP phone systems, and eventually security and surveillance, managing cameras and access control and that sort of thing as well. My love is in IT and programming though, and networking.
Awesome. Thank you. So I know that you and I connected because my husband has a cousin who's going through, or actually she went through a divorce, but her husband is still connecting with her digitally and sabotaging her stuff. I don't know what else to say about that because I'm not privy to everything, but I do know that you're protecting her and you're helping her a lot. So say a little bit about some of the things that people can do to start protecting themselves, either before they get on the road or when they're on the road or something like that. Just a few little tidbits that maybe you can give out.
Well, for instance, if you're driving, don't answer a call from somebody's phone number you don't recognize. Especially like if it's from a bank or from a credit card company or from a utility service company. Don't answer the phone for those while you're driving because your focus is on the road. It's not on that call. So if there's something about that call that seems off, you might not catch it because your mind is busy on or focused on the drive instead of on that call.
Yeah, I would say not to answer calls from them regardless, because most of those people do not call their customers. The banks don't call their customers. You know, you have to call them. You have to reach out to them as an example.
Well, unless they're calling you to sell you on a credit monitoring service or something like that.
True. I'll give you that. All right. What's some ways that we can protect ourselves from email as an example?
So one of the ways you can protect yourself from email is by getting a virus scanner, or for businesses an EDR, which is an endpoint detection and response scanner, which gives you better ransomware protection. Most of those will give you a hook into your mail server. Well, sorry, into your mail client that scans for viruses on your email. If you're using a web-based mail service provider and you want to have the same protection, and you're not happy with the level of service that's provided by Gmail or Hotmail or one of the other free email services, you can subscribe to a business email service provider such as Microsoft 365 or Google Workplace, and then you can get an additional malware scanner that hooks into those cloud services that will scan it on Microsoft and Google's behalf.
Awesome. And what's the email address you gave me a couple of weeks ago? Not email, website address where I can go to check to see if my email has been compromised.
Yeah, so that website is Have I Been Pwned? HAVEIBEEN PWNED.com. And on there, if you type in your email address or your phone number, you can have it search their database, and you can find out what databases on the internet have featured your phone number or email in different compromises over the last, say, 20 years or so. You can see details on what each of those exploits involved as well.
Awesome.
The typical user will see probably about 5 cases where their email address was exploited, like exposed in an online hack.
Okay. Okay. And then I know one of the things you do is support businesses. I can't remember the proper term in this moment, but can you give us 30 seconds about how you would protect a business, especially during an acrimonious divorce?
Yeah, so I would get them working with EDR and optionally MDR. So EDR is endpoint detection and response, which is a commercial advanced virus scanner and protection. The MDR also takes a look at your Microsoft 365 logins and checks for any peculiarities on there that look like they're out of place. And then I would also get them enrolled into either Microsoft 365 or Google Workplace backups, which will give them an offsite backup of their email and their Google Drive or their Microsoft 365 OneDrive and SharePoint. So that in the case of ransomware, we can go back a year or two to before that ransomware infection took place and restore files that were not infected with the ransomware.
That's awesome. And I know that you can go on and on and on. You're clearly a very detail-oriented person, which I love, especially when it comes to cybersecurity. So I just want to thank you. Thank you for everything you bring to everybody and the world and what you're bringing to the summit. I so look forward to hearing more about what you have to offer and how people can protect themselves when we have you speak in November.
Thank you, Mimi. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Bye for now.